Good morning. On August the 6th, I'm WESH 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk, where we get together 7 days a week, just about, and chat about what's going on in the world of weather. I hope you're having a great start to your Sunday morning. Meteorologist Kellyanne Klass and I have done a little switcheroo with the schedules just today, and so I will be with you on Friday for sunrise. And she's with you today for sunrise. It's a party in that weather center, always. I'm sure her and Megan Mulatto are having a great time, but I'm here at the house. I'm here with you. Hopefully we're all enjoying the same thing, which is an absolutely stunning start to the day. Here's a live look from our Tower Cam network. This is in downtown Orlando. Oh man, how beautiful is that shot of Lake Eola. Of course, the buildings, all the fun there, clear skies just about. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely, lovely day. Let me take you to the beach, see what's doing. New Smyrna Beach, it's 8:02, and it's already a busy start to the day there. Yeah, not much doing in the world of weather there, so I don't blame everybody for wanting to head out. Kennedy Space Center looking great with just a few thin clouds over top. Let's head over to Taveri, see what's doing out west. I'm not really going in any particular order here, but that's okay. Look at that. It's nice and quiet on a lakefront view. I feel like if I could get like that in my windows so that I feel like when I'm doing anything in my office, instead of looking at a street, I could be looking out at that view. Does anybody have that sort of invention? I know that they had in Back to the Future 2, that was a thing, but I don't think in reality that's a thing. First sip of coffee of the day, and it hits all the notes. Yeah. Anyway, that's beautiful. Let's head to the tourist district, see what's doing. Epcot looking great as well. All right. I approve of that message. All right, let's take a look at First Warning Live Doppler radar, because we do have some stuff to track. Let me take you over to our western areas. A little bit of heavy rainfall coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico. Citrus and Hernando counties, particularly if you live in the villages, Leesburg, Rutland, Bushnell, Wildwood, watching some of this rainfall work gradually your direction. May see some of this turn into thunder and lightning this morning, so may impact you a little bit. It's just one of those cases of a little bit of rain. The good news, though, is that we're not looking at widespread all-day rains. What we're looking at is Florida doing Florida. Temperature-wise, already 81 degrees on our live readings. It's 80 degrees in Leesburg, 77 in the villages, and 78 in Ocala. So the forecast then today, all right, we've got a little bit of rain in some of our spots this morning. We'll be watching that around, right? But through the day today, lunchtime, increasing clouds. 1 o'clock, a few showers popping up. 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll get the widespread thunderstorms around town. 40-50% coverage of rainfall, okay? Yeah, it's going to be another day with the storms around. It's not going to be an all-day rain event because notice 7, 8, 9 o'clock, things are going to be looking better and better and better. Good times. Okay, let's take a look at Futurecast and time out the rains, shall we? Here's a look, 8 o'clock this morning. We're good. Still showing that. First off, let's just back it up. Showing the rains over the Gulf Coast area, maybe a little further out than actuality, but the idea there, okay? Yukon says, Back to the Future trilogy, epic movie series. I have a theory about the inability to travel through time due to this movie. You've got my attention. Okay, all right. So watch through time how basically through lunchtime we're starting to see more stormy weather on the Gulf Coast, but for now it's just a few popcorn showers over us. Then by 1, 2 o'clock, Mother Nature turns on the storm machine and we start with the storms around. And then by about 4, 4:30, 5 o'clock, everything works off to the east. So it's not going to be a particularly stormy day. As a matter of fact, today is looking like a pretty average day in terms of storm coverage, right? Here's a look at the map just to give you an idea. Everything does eventually want to work from west to east today because of that westerly breeze. But again, it's going to be a pretty average storm chance across Central Florida, okay? One thing that's not average, okay, is the heat. We've got excessive heat watches for Monday and Tuesday, Marion, Flagler counties. And for today, we have heat advisory for all of Central Florida. And if we were to widen the perspective out, you'll see much of the state of Florida is under that heat advisory. The Panhandle is not. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, it's summer. It's going to be hot. Absolutely correct. Average high is 92.1, and today we're at 94 for a high temperature, 95 in St. Cloud, 95 degrees in DeLand. But there's just a little extra humidity, and that does make things feel grosser. Dew point temperatures, mid to upper 70s. It adds to the grossiness. It just does. So let's take a look at our feels like temperatures through the day today, okay? Let's start Daytona Beach. So many people are going to be heading that direction, right? Feels like 106, 107. So there you go, kind of in that ballpark of 108. Look at Leesburg, feels like 110 today. Definitely worthy of a heat advisory. Feels like temperature in Orlando, 107 or so, probably going to hit 108 briefly, thus heat advisory is in place. Melbourne feels like 109. It's just a little more humid, but that adds to the danger level. 109 in Ocala, the feels like temperature. Palm Coast, good morning to you. Your feels like temperature today is 109. And Sanford, there you go, feels like 108. Now, over the next couple of days, I know you're wondering what's happening. Let's take a look, shall we? Feeling very, very hot. We know that much, okay? We're going to be in this ballpark for a couple of days. We've got the next few days, frankly, that will give us feels like temperatures into the danger zone. And I know every time I talk about the feels like temperatures, I feel like I've got at least a few people that are like, I don't like that made up stuff. It's not made up. There's a math equation that, frankly, is much more advanced than you or I. We have computers that calculate all that, but essentially there's a math equation for it. And that's why we have heat advisories that are in effect. Okay, so it's summer in Central Florida. Isn't it hot every day? Sure. It's just a little extra version of the Muggies. That's all. It's gross. It's going to be gross. I have a feeling my backyard swimming pool is going to be very busy. Yeah. So today's weather impact is going to be high. That heat, that humidity is going to be a major factor. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. You're going out playing golf, don't pound beer. That dehydrates you. You're going to have a wicked hangover and then some. You can have a beer, but for every beer you have 2 things of Gatorade or water. But they don't mix. I don't care. It's just this is going to be, the next couple of days are going to be particularly gross, particularly impactful in terms of the heat. All right, so for today, 94 degrees feels like 109. Tomorrow, 96 feels like 110. Tuesday, 96 feels like 109. It's a couple of days, right? It's a couple of days. But as I said to you, emotionally, know that we have transitioned, right? The highest average high temperature is 92.2, and that ran from July the 20th through August the 1st. So we're at 92.1. We'll be shortly at 92.0. And by, I think, Thursday of this upcoming week, our average high gets to 91.9. Okay, so we've started tiptoeing down. It's not much. Look, it's not much. And the reality is the average temperatures do not reflect the forecast temperatures. But nevertheless, here we are. So why the building heat? High pressure, my friends. As this area of high pressure lurks out in the Gulf of Mexico, we encounter what's known as compressional heating. It basically, the air sinks, it compresses, and it heats. Latent heat release. So looking at the 7-day forecast, and then we'll chat. Okay, looking at the 7-day forecast. Oh, I forgot to move the... Hold on. I got to move the bus because I wasn't in the weather center this morning. Stand by. Stand by to stand by. Okay. Can I try that again? Looking at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. What we see is building heat the next couple of days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no exception. School bus forecast is going to include some heat, some humidity, some showers, some thunder showers. Yeah, so whatever plans you've got, I would just say we need to be weather aware, right? Let's pull up the pool forecast because why not? Give me a second. Just want to make sure that it's updated before I hit the play button. Kellyanne was in. Kellyanne does great work. You just want to make sure. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So pool forecast today. Just need to know. We'll have to listen to those thunderstorms. It's a good day. It's not great. Great would be like perfectly dry. We have to not worry about the weather. Today we just have to, caution. Just keep an eye to the sky in case the thunderstorms work in. But with that heat, with that humidity, you definitely want to take advantage and head on in. If you're heading over to the beaches, let's talk about that a little bit. Water temperatures in the lower 80s, moderate risk of rip currents, seas running 2 to 3. Not too bad. Low tide is the window of particularly high rip current concerns. And that was early this morning. We'll get to high tide around lunchtime, so that won't be too bad. Yeah. All right. So that's where we're at on the 7-day forecast. Now, I'll say good morning to you. Good morning. Yukon says, today's coffee talk is brought to you by Don't Dehydrate, the new beverage that tastes the way you want it and satiates the thirst. Yeah, I like that. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. We've got lowering storm coverage, building heat. Yeah. Catherine says, my son and daughter-in-law plus childhood friends were happy with no rain last night for the George Strait concert. They were living their dream and seeing the country music legend. Love his music. Love it, love it, love it. Michelle's asking for the launch forecast. Yes, tonight there's a launch. So there will be some storms around, okay? The launch window, I believe, is a decent spread. So because of that, I think at the beginning of the launch window, not looking great. Toward the end of the launch window, looking better. So it may not be right at 822. That's what they're targeting. But yeah, that should be a great launch forecast. Very much looking forward to seeing something up there. Wouldn't be too bad. Stuart, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Any other questions? Chris is asking for the probability of snow. I'll tell you, here in Central Florida, you're not going to get snow today. You're not going to get snow tomorrow either. And you're probably not going to get snow the next day. Call me crazy. That's just where we're at. Okay, shall we take a look at the tropics, my friends? See what's doing. Shall we? Yeah? Okay, first off, let's just take a quick look, okay? National Hurricane Center saying no tropical development expected over the next 7 days' time. That said, there are a couple of interesting little features, and we've been watching this for a bit. All right, let's go to the clean version of that satellite imagery so that I can manipulate it and move it around without that box being there. Okay, here's the clean version. So let's do this. Let's move over here. And what we end up with is, first off, let's just take a look. So we've got like decent wave number 1, decent wave number 2, and then our next African monsoonal wave, monsoonal trough, that's about to move on out. So what we end up with, take that one over Africa out. You had a decent one kind of fade on out. You've got these two that are looking quite decent. Now, they're both pretty far south. And the problem is when you've got these waves too far south, you don't get enough of a spin using the curvature of the Earth and the rotation of the Earth, called the Coriolis force. So there's that. But there are two waves. Now, the models have been keeping things fairly quiet these next few week and a half, 2 weeks time. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at our global forecast models and see what's doing, right? That's one of the fun things that I love to do here on Coffee Talk is get beyond just the weather graphics and really get into the data, okay? So this is a look. This is the GFS. All right, this is the GFS. Top left corner shows it. GFS, quarter degree initialized 60. So it's the most recent run of the GFS. MSLP norm anomaly sigma. So what you're looking at is mean sea level pressure normalized anomaly. So think of it like this. You're looking at anomalously high or anomalously low pressured centers, okay? Let's just roll through time. And this is Tuesday. Notice no real white dots or blue dots across the open Atlantic. So at the very least at the moment, the GFS is not really doing much. Now here, this is Thursday. So if we just back this up, this is Thursday right here. The GFS does look like it's wanting to try and put something in the Caribbean. You see it there near the Antilles, south of Puerto Rico Friday, south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti on Friday. That's Friday at 8 a.m. Not anything powerful, like a tropical wave of sorts. And then it kind of works it over toward Central America and Guatemala, and then just kind of hangs out around the Yucatan Peninsula. That's around the 14th. Now, if that verifies, that doesn't look to me like anything major. Elsewhere, really nothing. Right there. Okay, a couple things to look at here. Right here, right around Central America, right where it says Coffee Talk. You've got something else, another little feature trying to show up there, right? Let me rewind it. Yeah, you can't even see it on this view. It's like right where it says 79. Yeah. So there's that. But even moreover than that, look at the open Atlantic right there. You see that where it says forecast high 94, just above 94, that 10-12 low? That is the GFS toward the end actually developing a system. 997, 996, 993. I mean, that would be a tropical system. And that's as far out as the GFS goes. So in terms of the forecast, through the GFS's 384-hour timeline, you've got a weak little something that kind of cruises through the Caribbean like a tropical wave and then eventually moves in toward like Guatemala, Central America, Yucatan Peninsula, somewhere in there. And then here, around the 22nd of August, that's way out, 384 hours out, you end up with something of a tropical system. That's the operational GFS. Let's switch over and let's look at the European. European has something... I mean, it's got a decent storm in the northeastern United States. Obviously, non-tropical, but you can see there... around like the Great Lakes right here. Excuse me. You see that's a decent 995 low. I mean, that's decent low pressure area. But as far as anything tropical going, I'm not really seeing much. I mean, a weak wave coming in around Puerto Rico here on the 13th. Into the Bahamas on the 14th. There's a decent something outside of the Antilles there, right where the K in Coffee Talk is. You see that? Like unorganized, but it's trying to pick up some areas of low pressure. And then beyond that, you've got that weak area of low pressure, Cuba to Florida, but again, it's like a tropical wave. It's nothing more. And then out in the open Atlantic, interestingly enough, that's 354 hours out. That's the European. That's the GFS. Both systems, both models have a system in the open Atlantic around the 20th. So, to me... the models are starting to sniff some stuff out, right? I mean, it makes sense. We're getting more and more to the peak of hurricane season. Ensemble plots real fast. Think of the ensembles as 50 flavors of Baskin Robbins. It's just a way for us to determine, if there's, peel back the curtain a little bit and see. Like, for example, you could see that's around the 14th. There's some ensemble members around Central America. A couple of ensemble members trying to show maybe something weak out in the Gulf of Mexico. And then toward the end, there's not a ton of ensemble support. That's the GFS ensembles. Let's go to the European ensemble. Nice storm system across the northeastern United States this Thursday. Holy cannoli, that's going to be quite a low. Notice the ensembles coming alive out around, first off, you got here, this is around the 12th, 13th. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ensembles that are showing something around Florida, right? So that's interesting. But then beyond that, you've got a couple of ensembles here kind of rolling off the coast of Africa into the central Atlantic. A lot of those ensembles are coming alive east of us around the 20th. So, I think my takeaway from what I'm seeing here is that there's some hints that there may be a little something trying to sneak up, mid-August. But mid to late August is when we're definitely going to be transitioning back to really watching the tropics. Right? And, these waves, the models are not doing much with them. So we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. All right? I've been looking, and I apologize. I've been looking and not taking your comments, but data analysis. So now I can say hi. Let's talk. Good morning to you. All right. I'm just going to run up real fast here. They should put you on climate science on the worldwide scope. I would imagine you would have a great deal more credibility. I'm doing what I'm paid to do, and I'm grateful for the job I have. Yeah. Yukon says, I hate smelling people's sneezes. Disgusting. Well, I tried to mute it. I missed the first one, but I tried to mute it so you didn't have to hear it either. Frank says, I like the European. It's farther north. Well, it's sniffing stuff out. They're starting to indicate stuff. So, yeah. There's that. Michael, with nothing coming in the next 2 weeks, when does it become time to revise the hurricane season forecast down? I'm not going to revise my forecast. My hurricane forecast gets set in stone March the 1st. This is the forecast that I put out March the 1st. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see. Listen, we've got 90-ish%. We've got like 88% of hurricane season left ahead of us. And we're already above average. Like, we've already had 5 named storms. We're sitting in an above average seat. So, but like I said, that's one thing that we're not going to go and revise. To me, it's easy. Oh, well, this is doing that. I don't want any of this knee-jerk reaction crap. When we put out our hurricane forecast, we put out our hurricane forecast. So, Joanne, how does that forecast match what's coming on the 20th? There's parts of the pattern, but these are not threatening parts of our pattern. So that's why, and by the way, if you're interested in reading that forecast that I put out on March the 1st, it is available free of charge, wesh.com/hurricane forecast. Go check it out. But the thing out in the 20th, there is a part of the weather pattern that is in that window. The part of that weather pattern that's in that window is the Carolinas, August 21st through the 29th. Am I saying that that's happening? No. But, it'll be something to watch. And then after that comes some parts of the pattern that would focus a little more on Florida. Yeah. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it, my dear. I appreciate it. Really? Do you think we will run out of names, Gail Zaskal? Well, we won't run out of names if we use the 2023 name list. And interesting to note that even though we've had 5 named storms, there were only 4 that were named. The first one happened in January. The Hurricane Center went back and named it after the fact. So it technically is a no-named named storm. But at any rate, we've had 5 named storms. If we run out of this, then we switch over to the supplemental list of hurricane or tropical storm names. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate it. What level makes a hurricane considered a major hurricane? It is Category 3 intensity. I'm trying to find, I know we've got graphics. Why is my brain not working? October, wind damage by category. Yeah, so there's, Category 3 storm adds percentage and percentage and percentage above. But this is, no, I've got too many graphics and not the one I'm looking for. No. Oh my goodness gracious. No, I mean, this is formation. I'm done. I was looking for graphics. I've got a million tropical graphics, but the one I'm looking for is not showing its face to me. Okay. I'm not going to get I'm not frustrated. You're frustrated. Cone error. Strongest landfalling hurricane. Vault. Too many graphics, but not what I'm looking for. All right. You get the idea. Vegas does not allow you to adjust your bets. They just take your money. Right. To me, why am I going to change? Look, everybody does their things differently, but to me, I'm not going to change my forecast. The forecast is what the forecast is. All right. Yeah, Cat 6, of course. The fake category. 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the girl of your dreams and then meeting her beautiful husband. It doesn't work that way. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I'm really enjoying watching you from the comfort of my bed. Janice, good morning. My son's name, Jose, on the list. Good morning. Good morning to the both of you. Don't you think, Frank? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think. All right. So nothing to really be concerned with in the tropics the next couple of days. Mid to late August, though, things are going to wake up. That much we know. It's the back to school week. We know we've got the thunderstorms. We do. Ay vey. Cheryl's asking about rain for Haines City. Could see a few storms today. Rain coverage, though, these next couple of days is coming down. But Futurecast is at least showing a little bit of rain. Why does everybody want me to say Bay of Campeche? What is it? What do you want me to say it for today? Somebody needing a drink? Somebody needing a drink out there? Help me understand. It. There it is, Cindy. There you go. All right. That's what I got. I did it. I did it. All right. Listen, have a great Sunday. Thank you all for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Just know we've got some storms around. We're being goofy about the Bay. I love it. Today, listen, can I tell you what I'm excited about? Today is the UCF Fan Fest, and I'm excited to go and do a little indoctrination of my children. Get them to kind of be around Nitro and all that fun stuff. I haven't been to a Fan Fest in years, but we're going to probably try and head down there today because we are now we're well less than a month from the start of college football. Am I excited? Yes, I am. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see y'all later. Bye.